Hi there, I'm Natasha. This is my channel. Let me try that again. Hi there, I'm Natasha. This is my channel, Always Be Crafting. And today is Saturday, and on Saturdays I sew. Specifically, it is Saturday, June 21st. It is summertime. Yay, summer! Yes, I am in a sweatshirt because I'm down in my basement craft room where it is always a bit colder. Yay for basements. It is sort of the best part about a basement in the summertime is it can be a little cooler. And in the morning it's extra cold, so I'm in a sweatshirt. What am I doing today? What am I sewing today? Well, I kind of need a refresh. It has been a crazy week. There's been a lot happening in the family this week. It's been one of those crazy weeks that involved a lot of get up and go, if you will. You know, we have those weeks. Some weeks are just a little stressful, and this was one of those weeks. It was also, there was joy in the week too. I don't want to make it sound like a horrible week. I don't know if you heard my husband sneezing. Bless you, if you heard him. But there was also joy in the week. I don't want to make it sound doom and gloom. There is doom and gloom in the world. I think we all know that. It's June 21st, 2025, and there's a lot of anxiety in my house because of the doom and gloom in the world. And we're all doing our best to get through that, to deal with that. I hope you are finding ways to, put forth your efforts to make the world a better place. I hope you're doing your best to also find joy in your day, because a life without joy, what is there? You know, I'm always inspired by the stories of people who are in much harder times. I mean, obviously, I am safe. I am in the Northeast of the United States. I don't suffer from housing insecurity. I don't suffer from food insecurity. I am not insecure in anything when it comes financially. We are financially stable, and I'm lucky. You know, we have medical issues in my family. I'm concerned about my world, but you know, and this week was very hard because there were health concerns with my in-laws, and that was tough, and there were a lot of hospitals involved. I'm not saying that my life is perfect, but my life is very, very lucky. I know that. And I try to put forth goodness into the world and try to help where I can. I try to pay it forward. I hope that you can too. But what I was going to say was that I'm constantly inspired by the people who have it much worse than me. And they still, many times, you know, the stories where you still find those people expressing joy and expressing creativity, because a life without that is not really a life worth living, right? So, what did I do this week? One of the things I did was I had purchased a bag kit pattern from So Hungry Hippie. You know, I purchase a lot of things from So Hungry Hippie. It is a store I mention frequently on this channel. It is one of my favorite stores. And a few months ago, they had put out a kit in support of trans youth, and all the proceeds from the sales of the kit were going towards support of trans youth. And the kit was blue, pink, and natural in this case, because they were canvas colors. So they didn't have white canvas, they had natural colored canvas. And I didn't make the kit right away. It was going to be a striped tote bag. I did not make the tote bag right away. The kit just sort of sat to the side. And then I was going through my stash, and I had this webbing, this pink, blue, and natural webbing that had come into my stash, and it reminded me of that kit. And I said, what if I combined this webbing with that kit and made a tote, still a little different than what the kit had assumed I would make. That's okay. Kind of a remix. And so I did. And I remixed it in to this. And I love it. It's a big tote bag. Pink on top on this side. Blue on top on this side. Natural around the gusset, and then on the inside, it's natural with the pink and blue, a little bit of a stripe on the inside. Can you see that? Ugh, hard to see on the inside. Just a little bit of the pink and blue on the inside in the gusset. It's a big tote with that pink, blue, and natural strapping. And I love how it came out. It is a big, happy tote bag. Just a big tote, no pockets or nothing. Just a big, happy tote bag, and I love it. I don't know what I'm doing with it. It might go up for sale in my shop, because I've been saying I'm gonna update my shop. Like, that was one of the goals of summer, and now here we are, almost the end of June. There's 1 week left in June, and I haven't updated my shop. So maybe that will be the first thing to go up there. I think maybe that's this week's goal, is to update the shop and put this up there. And if I do, then I think I will also pay it forward, just as Natalie at So Hungry Hippie did, where the proceeds of the sale of the kits had gone towards trans youth. Maybe the sale of this bag will go towards something. I will look into my local chapters, and I will make sure I find just the right organization to sell this bag for. Sound good? Sounds good. All right. What else am I doing? What else is on my cutting table? Well, that's one thing I made this week. Did I really make anything else? I know I made odds and ends this week. I don't really have anything else right in front of me to show off, because there's lots of odds and ends this week. There's been some cleaning this week. I received in the mail some patterns I had ordered from ByAnnie, and that's what I'm going to work on today. Because again, it's Saturday. Saturdays I sew. And I received 3 of her new patterns. I'm going to work on, I think, 2 of them today. So I received 2 little totes. Let's face it, can you ever have enough tote bag patterns? Apparently, I think I have like all the tote bag patterns. Like, why not? I love tote bags. I love to see different interpretations of tote bags. So I got 2 little totes. And then these, I was fascinated that Annie had done this, ByAnnie had done this. And these are her jump starter series. So the Fidget toys, and it comes with Soft and Stable. So you can see it's a thick, squishy package. So Fidget toys and Pint-Sized pals. So I think today, that's what I'm going to do. I am going to sew up, I'll start with Fidget toys, and then I'll maybe move on to Pint-Sized pals. And if I can do both, I will. I have no idea, because I've never done them. I have no idea how long they take. But they look scrap friendly, and Lord knows I got scraps. So I got boxes of scraps. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to dig into these. I'm going to sew these up today, and then I'll give you a little review, how I feel about them. I'm not going to give anything away. Like, I'm not going to show you the pattern. I'm not going to show you cutting sizes or anything like that. But I will let you kind of watch me, speedy, fast, like always, put them together. And then I'll review the process, how I found them, how I found the directions. So if you want to make them yourself, you have a bit more information. But I thought, what a deal, because you get the Soft and Stable with the instructions, and it was only $15 for each thing. So $15. And I can tell you what I thought about that value. And they come with a $5 add-on, so you get your video for free because the coupon's inside. And that's a $5 value. So it's like paying $10 because then you get $5 back for the video, if you think about it. Anyways, however you want to math it. You can think of it that way. So I think I'm going to work on that. Some of the good news, something that arrived this week, is I received, I'm going to reach. Can you see this? It is my itinerary for my trip to England. Isn't that so cute? So it's the 10-day quilting extravaganza in England, the schedule of events. So I'm going with Craft Tours, in case you didn't know. Craft Tours is who I'm going with. And this little book, so cute. They have like so you can keep your own notes and pictures of the hotels. So sweet. And it tells you what you're doing every day, like where you're going to be, what hotel you're staying in, and, you know, like day one, you know, you're going to the airport, meeting travel manager Anna at the gate, that kind of thing. And I just think it's just such a neat little book. I've never done a tour like this. I haven't been on a tour since high school. You know, when we did our choir tour or a band tour in high school. And I just love the idea of just being with a group and not being in charge of my own travel. I mean, I've loved being in charge of travel, but I'm tired. You know, I'm turning 50 and I've been in charge of all the travel since I was 18. Okay? Like, I've done all my own travel arrangements since I was 18, and I have traveled around the world. Okay? Like, I have traveled to India, and I have traveled to Russia, and I have traveled to Europe a few times, and I have, you know, around the United States. I've driven to all but 4 states in the United States. There are 50 states, and I've been to all but 4 states. And I've done all the travel arrangements. Even married to my husband, I'm in charge of all our travel arrangements, all the hotels, all the flights, all the car rentals. Every vacation, I'm always in charge of everything, because that's how my brain works. We have different brains, and my brain is the travel agent. And it's been great because that's one of my skills. I'm good at it, and I'm a little bit of a control freak. So it's been good, but also I'm tired, and I'm looking forward to not being in charge. I'm looking forward to just being taken care of, because I haven't been taken care of since I was a child. And I'm ready. I'm ready for someone else to say, oh, breakfast is ready. Okay. Don't forget the buses will arrive every half hour. Okay. We're going to Bath today. Okay. Like, I'm ready to be a child and just be taken care of. And I think that's why these kinds of tours exist. So I don't have to think. And I'm excited. And that was some of my good news this week. And it was really nice to get that good news, because I think that arrived the day I had spent like the entire day in the hospital with one of my in-laws. Everyone's okay, but it was a long day. And I needed something good newsy to come home to. So that was my good news that day. All right, do I have anything else to share today? Anything else to show you? Or should we just get on with business? You know what? I should have breakfast. I'm going to have breakfast because it's still early in the morning. I'm going to have breakfast. I'm going to set myself up, get my camera angles ready, get my materials ready, get everything set up, eat my breakfast, and then start filming. What did I say we're starting with? We're starting with fidget toys. I'm going to watch my little $5 video while I eat my breakfast, set myself up, and then I'm going to start filming. And you're going to watch me make my fidget toys. Sound good? Thanks for being here. I'll come back and tell you how I feel about my fidget toys at the end. Bye. All right, so I just made one this morning. I did the, gosh, what's it called? It's not boa constrictor, soa constrictor. Soa constrictor. I was going to do the marble maze, but I couldn't find a marble. So if I find a marble, I might still do the marble maze, or I might move on to the, where'd they go? Pint-Sized Pals. I might. It's only 11 a.m., so I still have time. But I did the soa constrictor. What I liked about it was that I could use my mini charms. And I used my mini charms from, what is this called? Animals. Is that what the line is called? With the cute little goldfish and goats and snails and what are these guys called again? One of like capoeiras or something like that. They're so cute. Anyways, I really like how that came out. I did not have any ByAnnie magnets. Of course, it's a ByAnnie pattern. Of course, she's going to recommend her own magnets. I had been doing a lot of costuming, and because in costuming, like for theater, sometimes you just need quick changes, and magnets are really good for quick changes. And I had invested in some less expensive magnets because sometimes you need like 30 magnets for a quick change set of costumes. You know, if you have like 10 actors doing quick changes, sometimes you need a lot of magnets. Anyways, so I had some of those and I used those. I don't remember what they're called. I had bought them at the Big A couple years ago, so I can't even link them because I don't really shop on Amazon anymore. But I wish they were stronger. Maybe if I had used ByAnnie magnets, they would be stronger. But you need 8 magnets, so that would be 4 sets. So it's not exactly a cheap fidget toy to put together with 4 sets of magnets, but it's cool, you know, and it doesn't have to just be for fidgeting. You could do other things with it, I think. So it is fun, and the magnets do stick. They do stick together. I just wish that the magnets were stronger. But again, these are not ByAnnie magnets, so maybe the ByAnnie magnets are stronger. I have used ByAnnie magnets in the past, but it's been a while because I don't do that many bags with magnets. I tend to go for snaps more than magnets personally. I find them less fiddly to put in. You have less precision and you can put them in after the bag is completed instead of having to put them in really early in the process. So that's just a personal preference. Nothing against magnets in general. It's just a personal preference. And so I really can't, I've never done a side-by-side comparison with ByAnnie versus these cheap ones. I'm guessing hers are stronger, but I have no evidence. But see, you can just, you know, stick them in different places, and that's kind of fun. And I was playing with it, so maybe you saw me. And I do want to just kind of keep playing with it. I have to admit, like, as I'm sitting here, I am fidgeting, and it's calming. So I can see this being utilized. And I love that because it is cotton and foam, it is machine washable. The magnets are completely encased within the cotton fabric, the ByAnnie soft and stable foam, and her directions even have you put a piece of fusible interfacing on top of the magnet to secure them with an additional level of security. So in case anything breaks down with the vinyl that's holding the magnets in, you have that added level of protection. So these are really secure. So I could see these being excellent for children of all ages, even people like me, and being able to throw them in the washing machine if they got dirty. Yeah, I still want to just sit here and play with it. I have to admit, this is a nice fidget. I might make these for craft fairs because these are fun. But like I said, it's a lot of magnets. So either I have to find stronger magnets or I have to see if I can get a deal on a lot of ByAnnie magnets. So yeah, that'll be something to look into because that would be my only concern, expense-wise, because it takes 8 magnets per fidget. That'd be my only thing slowing me down. But the directions were excellent. The video was excellent. I loved that I could use mini charms and a jelly roll for the back. So fabric usage was excellent. Yeah, thumbs up. Thumbs up on the Boa Constrictor. And from the video and the directions on the marble maze, I think that's going to be really excellent. I just have to find a marble so I can make one, because that looks really cool. And I know I could do it between scraps and jelly rolls and mini charms. I know I could make the marble maze pretty quick too. I just have to find a marble to put in the maze. But I know I have one around here somewhere, because you know there were those marble games when my kids were little, and I'm always cleaning, and every now and then I've come across random marbles. So I'm sure there's some marble around this house somewhere. So sometime soon, if not today, soon. So now I am going to, I think I'm going to set up for those little, what did I just call them? Pint-sized purse pals. What were they called? Yeah, pint-sized pals. I think I'm going to set up for a pint-sized pals. Pint-sized pals. Let's do it. Okay, I'm back. I missed an entire page of directions because I was going too fast. That happens sometimes. But it's done, and it's cute. So I missed the step. It's actually a really ingenious way to finish the inside of the bag, because the lining is completely, the way the lining is attached is really, really smartly done. And yeah, everything is sewn in really beautifully. So I'm also going to give this pattern another thumbs up, another big thumbs up. And I wish I had watched the video before starting, because the video would have made it a lot easier. I would have realized that I'd missed, that I turned 2 pages instead of 1 page in the directions. Had I watched the video first, but I was making it, and I got where I stopped. You can kind of see where it transitions, I think, in the speedy, fast. I stopped and I went, huh? Like, wait a minute, something's wrong. And I was like, okay, it's a good time to stop and make my son lunch, make my kids lunch. So I made them lunch, and I watched the video while the pasta was boiling. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense. And then I went back to the video to, see the measurements, or not the video. I went back to my pattern to see the measurements. And then I realized, oh, I missed an entire page. Like, I went from 7 to 9 instead of like page 8. Like, I just skipped an entire page. And obviously my zipper is kind of going the opposite direction than what I normally put my zipper, because I just wasn't thinking in that mirror way, when you're putting things together. It happens, it's fine. But I really like it. It's a really quick make. And now that I've done it once, I think I can repeat the process, and I think I could repeat it in multiple sizes, because I think if I just have a random piece of soft and stable, I can use the soft and stable to copy, my fabric from there, I can just use my Soft and Stable to measure my fabric pieces. So even if I don't have a piece the exact same measurements as in the pattern, I think I could still make multiple size pouches like this. And it does stand up. I think that the way my zipper is, it's a little wider. Like I think there's more zipper tape showing than Annie has it. Maybe because I'm using a number 5 zipper and she writes her patterns for her 4.5 zippers. So that could potentially be why my zipper, there's like more zipper tape than I think the pattern is written for. It's a very slight difference, but you can still see it's there. Usually, I think because usually I'm making such big bags, you don't notice using a number 5 zipper, but I think because this bag is so small, that little teeny tiny bit of difference between a number 5 and a number 4.5, I think you can see the difference in size here on the side. See, the zipper tape's just a little bit, this side is just a little bit longer than this side. So yeah, you just pay attention to that sort of thing when if you use this pattern, pay attention to that, because it's probably like 1/8 of an inch difference, but it makes a difference. And because her measurements are so exact, and yeah, every 1/8 of an inch difference makes an impact. But I like it. I love the fabric I chose. It is a really, really old, out of print. Well, everything is out of print now because it is why did I lose his name? It'll come to me and I'll write it on the screen, because the company no longer exists. The designer is no longer with us. His company no longer exists. It went out of business like a year ago. Oh my gosh, like the name is just gone from my memory, but I love so many of the fabrics. Anyways, whatever it is, it's a really old piece of fabric from that design company, and I love it, and so I kind of hoard it. But I love this. I will use this pouch for something. It'll be in my pocketbook or in my bag. I'll use it for something. I love it. So I'm really happy. I'm really happy with both things, with my little fidget toy, my little magnetic fidgety thing that I made, and my little zipper pint-sized pal that I made. I'm very happy with both things that I did today. So both of those new patterns by Annie get thumbs up. Both big thumbs up. The videos are worth it. They're totally worth it. And like I said, each one is $15, but you get soft and stable with them. So I did one of each, and I still have soft and stable in my kit. So I know that there's enough soft and stable for each pattern has 2 patterns. So Pint-Sized Pals has this one, which is a standing bag, and then it has another one that's a flat bag, so it doesn't stand, doesn't have the boxed corners. And I still have another piece of soft and stable, so I can make that. And then the Fidget Toys comes with that marble maze, and I still have enough soft and stable in that pattern, so I can definitely make my marble maze for that. And I don't know if I'll have additional soft and stable left over when that is done or not, or if it's just exactly the right amount. But the fact that you get soft and stable with the pattern, so if you don't already have foam in your collection and you're curious, this is a perfect introduction to ByAnnie. I mean, really perfect introduction. And neither of these had binding. I love binding, and a lot of reasons people stay away from ByAnnie is because so many of her bags utilize binding. I mean, like 85% probably utilize binding. And I love binding because they give amazing structure to bags. But if you don't want to deal with binding, but you're very curious about ByAnnie, these are a great introduction. So they get big thumbs up, and I really love 2 thumbs up on both of these projects. And I think that might be the only sewing I'm doing, at least on film today. I might do some other quilt stuff later on, but I don't think I'll be filming it. It's all going to depend on when the mail arrives, and we're going out to see a local community theater production of SpongeBob musical tonight with friends. So there'll be dinner involved with that, and I don't know what my day looks like. Obviously, I have showered. Not that I've, dressed for the day, but I have showered. And some cleaning still. We're doing lots of cleaning today and organizing. And I'm just looking around my house. Oh, I have one more thing to show you. Hold on, let me pause you. This week I had tried another new pattern. It was an Instagram sew-along from Banjo Flannel, I believe. I'll put it on the screen. Believe the Instagram handle is Banjo Flannel. And it's so cute. It's the tiny duffel, and I made it. I think it is just the sweetest little duffel bag. I didn't add the binding. Excuse me, a little burp. On the inside, I'm going to probably add the binding, but I didn't do it while I was making it because sometimes I'm rushing through things. And she was saying that she never adds the binding, even though a lot of her, she knows that a lot of people love binding. She's like, no, don't even bother. It's not worth it. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to bother. So I didn't add the binding because I was like, well, let me see if the designer says she never bothers adding the binding and she loves how the project comes together. I'm going to follow what the designer does first and then decide for myself. So I didn't add the binding, but I'm probably like those other people in the world. They're like, oh, I want binding. So I'll probably go back and add binding. And then I slightly changed. Her pattern has, instead of the tab here at the zipper where I put it, she puts it on the side here for the little hook. And I just was lazy. I'm all about shortcuts, and I just think it's so much easier to put them in as zipper ends at the zipper installation. So it definitely, adds a lot of weight to that end of the duffel though, doesn't it? And I just think it's such a sweet pattern, very easy to make, very easy instructions to follow. So definitely look her up. And again, I'll put her on the screen. I think it's Banjo Flannel. And if I'm saying that wrong, I'm going to apologize because I've said it like 4 times. And very easy pattern to follow, totally worth it. I think it was maybe a $12 pattern, which is usually, that's usually more than I'm willing to spend. I'm usually more of like a $10 and under. But that being said, times are hard on everybody, and I love supporting indie designers. So I just thought this was adorable, and I said, yes, I will support you in that teeny tiny little duffel bag. I will support you. And I'm glad I did, because I think this came out adorable, and I think I might make more, because I think this would sell really well at craft fairs to hook onto your little bag, to have a little mini duffel. I think it's adorable. I also sent off my blocks for my quilt bee. I had shown one to you last week. I had finished my second one, completely changed my fabric. I kept one of the fabrics the same. I changed the other 2 fabrics completely from what I showed you last week. So I'll put in a picture, leave room for me right here. I'll put in a picture there of what the fabrics ended up being. Really happy with them. And sent those off. And I sent off my Crafted with Love gifts. It was 4 items at the end of the day, and I'll tell you about them because I think she should have received them by now. So I did a very quick back sack, if you will, out of mesh, out of ByAnnie. I love my ByAnnie products, mesh, and with some fabric for a drawstring and a little extra fabric just to make it cute. I used paracord for the drawstrings themselves, and I did a grommet in the corners. I wish I'd made it just a tiny bit bigger, but it wasn't really supposed to be like a big backpack. It's really just a sack if you were going to put like your beach towel in it, you know, something, and you could just hang it off your arm or put it on your back. Because the theme was beach, but I know my person, my Crafted with Love recipient, loves the color pink, or at least I hope she does. I hope I didn't misinterpret a conversation she and I had like over a month ago. I hope I did not misinterpret a conversation that we had, because I believe she loves the color pink, because I went crazy with the color pink. So either I screwed up or I was amazing, because I went crazy with pink. And then I made her a pink Ferris fanny pack, because you know I love me my Ferris fanny pack. It's one of my favorite belt bags to make. So I made her that out of beautiful So Hungry Hippie again vinyl. It's a soft vinyl in a like mermaid pink, I think is what it's called, and it's just one of the more limited edition soft vinyls. And then it's lined with nylon to make everything, you know, more water resistant. And for the beach, you need things that are water resistant, right? And everything's going to wipe clean for her, because it's all, you know, vinyl and nylon. Perfect for sunny days at the beach. And then I made her a sunglass case out of that cute fabric that I also used on the back sack, because you got to have sunglasses if you're going to the beach, right? And then a wet dry bag. Wet dry, it's made out of waterproof canvas. It is another type of vinyl that has a fabric look on one side, and then that black interior on the inside, which is, you know, like a plasticky rubber kind of material on the inside, making it 100% waterproof. And then I used a quilt pattern clear vinyl on the outside pocket, so you could put in your phone and still be able to see your screen, but it's now completely waterproof because it's behind a zipper, or at least water resistant. I'm sure if you really poured water on it or threw the whole bag in the swimming pool and submerged it for 5 minutes, yes, I think water would get through the zipper. But I think if you just spilled a glass of water and quickly wiped it off, you'd be fine, you know? So I hope she likes it. I had a lot of fun making everything. And those are some of the things that got made and got sent out this week. And yeah, I think I'm going to be working on quilty stuff later and tomorrow, and I'll see if maybe I'm able to do a Monday video this week, maybe. Last week I was unable because I spent Monday at the hospital, like I said, with my mother-in-law. But hopefully this coming Monday, the 23rd, fingers crossed, there's no hospital visits. Fingers crossed it's a video day. Fingers crossed it's a making Monday. So have a wonderful day. Keep making, keep enjoying, keep fighting the good fight, and I'll hopefully see you soon. Bye.